Chapter 9, Funding and Financing. Introduction, Funding and Financing. This presentation focuses on funding and financing for lake basin management, focusing on A. Categories of funding sources. B. Contributing origins of funding sources. C. Use purposes of funds, and D. Fund alignment to achieve different management strategies. Categories of funding sources. Various parameters, such as jurisdiction types, lake use purposes, and government levels can classify the funding sources. The jurisdiction type category includes community-raised funds, small-scale grants, and local government funds created with local taxes and levies, collectively constituting single jurisdiction type funds. It also includes intergovernmental collaboration funds, international bilateral, multilateral funds, and global funds, collectively constituting multi-jurisdiction type funds. In addition, urban lakes may access funds from urban water utility budget, public-private partnership, and urban infrastructure grants. In contrast, non-urban lakes may access funds from agricultural subsidies, rural development funds, and ecotourism revenue. Another category of funding source may be called the use purpose category, which can be further subcategorized into those belonging to water utility program, which can use water utility revenues, and water utility government subsidies, hydropower program, which can use energy revenues and green energy grants, recreational program which can use entrance fees, tourism taxes and recreational grants, and finally, ecological preservation program, which can use environmental protection funds and biodiversity grants. The last category of funding source may be called the government-level category, which can be further subcategorized into those belonging to community-level funding, such as community grants, local taxes and fees, and volunteer contributions, municipal-level funding, such as municipal budgets and special-purpose districts, state-level funding, such as provincial state grants, national-level funding, such as national environmental programs and national infrastructure funds, and international funding, such as development aids and funding from environmental NGOs. Fund creation methods. There are several ways to create the funds needed for lake basin management. They include taxation-based funds such as local, provincial, state, and national taxes, user fee and charge-based funds such as water utility revenues, entrance fees, and tourism taxes, charges for the accrued benefits funds such as source protection fees and environmental levies, private sector contribution funds such as CSR, PPPs, ecotourism investments available for the creation of such funds, and grant and aid-based funds such as national and regional grants, international aid, and environmental NGOs. Strategic alignment with funding options. Integration and alignment of funding options into lake basin management plans are critical for funding sustainability and consistency with various aspects of management plans, including environmental regulations, zoning, and land use policies, project prioritization and integrated resource management plans, public-private partnerships and volunteer programs, tax incentives, carbon credits, and carbon trading, and innovative financing such as green bonds and crowdfunding. The steps for alignment are 1. Check the inventory of potential funds and analyze eligibility criteria. 2. Incorporate fund-specific goals and design multi-purpose projects. 3. Collaborate with funders and involve the community and private sector. 4. Diversify funding sources and prioritize funding applications. 5. Execute projects according to plan, monitor, and report outcomes. And 6. Assess funding effectiveness and adjust strategies as needed. Why is financing lake basin management challenging? Financing lake basin management is challenging for many reasons. They can be categorized into 1. Governance and institutional challenges, 2. Economic and valuation issues, and 3. Sociopolitical factors. Governance and institutional challenges refers to obstacles and inefficiencies related to the structures, processes, and frameworks that govern decision-making, policy implementation, and resource management, such as fragmented jurisdiction, meaning the involvement of multiple administrative levels and boundaries complicating coordination and funding allocation, lack of dedicated funding mechanisms, meaning the absence of stable and long-term funding channels for lake basin management leading to reliance on temporary, project-based funding, and international collaboration challenges, meaning the difficulty of securing financing across multiple countries with varying priorities and financial constraints complicating transboundary lake management. Governance and institutional challenges refer to difficulties related to understanding, quantifying, and securing financial resources and recognizing the true value of lake basin management. Specifically, underestimation of economic values and difficulty in monetizing benefits make it difficult to justify and secure financial investments. Underestimation means that lakes' economic contributions, particularly in ecosystem services, are often undervalued, leading to underfunding. Monetizing difficulty means that many of the benefits lakes provide are intangible or difficult to quantify, making it difficult to justify and secure financial investments. The most notable socio-political factors making lake basin management difficult may be competing interests and short-term focus. Competing interests means that various stakeholders may prioritize different uses of lakes such as water supply, agriculture, recreation, leading to conflicts over funding priorities. And short-term focus means that political and financial decision-makers often prioritize immediate economic gains over long-term environmental sustainability, reducing the availability of funds for ongoing lake management. Complexity of ecosystems. Lake ecosystems' intricate and diverse nature requires comprehensive and sometimes costly management, which can be challenging to fund adequately. Climate change impacts. The additional strain from climate change introduces new challenges and costs, making financing even more challenging. Inadequate awareness and education. A general lack of understanding of lakes' importance leads to insufficient political will, public support, and funding for lake basin management initiatives. These categories, governance and institutional challenges, economic and valuation issues, socio-political factors, environmental and technical complexities, and awareness and educational gaps, capture the fundamental reasons behind the difficulties in financing lake basin management. Each category highlights a different dimension of the problem, helping to clarify the root causes behind the financial challenges. Conclusion. Identifying, categorizing, and aligning funding sources is essential to ensuring lake basin management's long-term sustainability and effectiveness.